Hi everybody, I'm Romana Maiori.
And here is Dario Ponissi. Once again, we're here with you.
Joint Adventure Level 2.
Ah, the rhyme mistress.
What's new on the guitar front today?
Oh well, we'll get to know G minor 7 and C minor 7. Nice people.
Oh, good. We're expanding our knowledge little by little.
Yes, giving your inner guitarist more latitude and more opportunities for expression.
And to express yourself, you need to relax, get your guitar and play on.
Play on.
Play on.
As we said in the introduction, today we will study G minor 7 and D minor 7. Okay, let's start right away with the chord of G minor 7. If you remember, we studied together the chord of G minor, a natural G minor. All right, so what I have to do is to find the dominant 7. The rule is that you go back one whole tone from the octave. So from G, we have to find the dominant 7. We have a G right here, if you want, on the 6th string. If I go back one whole tone, it means that I go back 2 frets on the guitar. So we'll have G flat and F. In the last lesson, if you remember, we actually studied the chord of F minor 7, which was like this. It was like an F minor without a pinky, or adding a pinky on the 2nd string, 4th fret. All right, so what we have to do is just to transfer this chord shape to the 3rd fret. Bar on the 3rd fret and same position of the one we just saw before. So, in a way, it's very comfy to have one chord shape for 2 chords. All right, so this will be G minor 7. In the same way that we studied F minor 7, G minor 7 has 2 different positions. So one is without the pinky, or the second position is to add the pinky on 2nd string, 6th fret, where we find an F, because we know that the 5th position is actually an E. I'm playing 2nd string now and open 1st string, which is the string of E. All right, so this is another position for G minor 7. All right, so we go directly into D minor 7. The D minor, the natural D minor, is this position that we studied long time ago, probably in the 1st level, if I remember well. What you had to do is the same thing. From the octave of D, you had to go back one whole tone. How do we do this? We know that the position of D is on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. This is a D note. You go back 2 frets, D flat, and we have the position of C, the note of C. All right, so what we have to do in a way is to eliminate the ring finger and add kind of a demi-bar that covers 2 or 3 strings, the first 2 or 3 strings. Don't cover the 4th string in this case, because otherwise you will alter the notes of this chord. So either the first 2 or the first 3 strings, and the middle finger doesn't move, and the result will be. Okay, in the chord of D minor, you also have the note of A, no? Which is right here. So if you remember, the 5th string is also an A, so it doesn't matter if you play the 5th string. It's also part of the chord, but do not play the 6th string, which is not part of this chord. It doesn't really belong there. So, of course, it will change a little bit the dynamics, but it doesn't matter. You can, when you strum, maybe you can't be so precise in the beginning. So, this is the right way to strum, but if you put also the open string of A, it's not a big deal because it's part of the chord. All right, so we saw together the G minor 7 in its two positions and the chord of D minor 7, which on the first area of the fretboard has only one position. We will just use this position. All right. Okay, so having taken care of these two chords, let's see what we can build together, a nice way to practice these two chords together. It's important that you do this in order to get used to change the chords in tempo as basically you're supposed to do in any kind of music that you will choose to pursue. For instance, if I go from G minor 7 in a tempo of 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the D minor 7, I will go, for instance, very simple strumming, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then change 1, 2, 3, 4. The tempo has to be constant, without delays. Okay? It's preferable if you actually, for instance, take a bit more time to do the chord, but stay in the tempo. So, for instance, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I took my time to prepare the chord of D minor. That's a preferable thing to do. You saw what I did. I remained in the tempo, but I took a little bit more of time, to build the other chords. Of course, with time and practice, this will become much smoother. But it's important that we educate ourselves to play in tempo. Because, for instance, when we play with other people, it becomes easier not to do the same thing and not to get marooned in strange moments in which we don't know what to do anymore. All right, so having taken care of this, I introduced the theme of the tempo, because today, during the song that we prepared for the playtime section, we will try a change of tempo. In other words, from 4 beats, we go into a 3 beats. So we go from 1, 2, 3, 4 into 1, 2, 3, which will actually count in 6. This is called 6/8. It's like a fast waltz. 1, 2, 3. In this space of 1, 2, 3, we will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. The reason is that basically we use, as I said, a faster tempo, and we use a certain kind of strumming, which we're going to study right away. So the chords are exactly the same. The first part of the song will be an introduction in which I will do kind of an arpeggio with a little melody, which is actually like this. Okay, this is the introduction. So in the strumming, you can do a very simple strumming. We can go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we will go into the first verse, which is actually the same, G minor 7 and D minor 7. So we'll go into da 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 da. The second verse is the same. Da 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 da. Okay, when we get here, we go into G minor 7, 2, 3, 4, D minor 7, and then 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, right. We do it right away again, slowly. We go 1, 2, D minor, 4, then 1 G minor 7, 2 D minor 7, 3 and 4 G minor 7. And the result will be 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this will complete the first part of the song. Then here we have a change of tempo, which becomes 6/8, as I was saying before. And the strumming is also not so difficult. We just go, let's see first. All right, so we go downstroke, then again downstroke, up, down, up. All right, and then I repeat this all the time. So it's I'm doing a very understandable separation of the strumming now, but of course when you play, it's much smoother. All right, so the first part of this second section of the song is actually like this. There is a little bit of introduction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D minor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, repeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G minor 7, G 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, basically this is the structure of the song. In the finale, there will be just a pause in a way. We will go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D minor 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then finish 1, 2, 3, 4, and fading away. All right, so this will take care of the song. Of course, during the practice, you will be able to piece everything together in a more logical way. All right, so stay tuned for the playtime section.
Playtime! Having a good time?
Time will tell. But please remember
to subscribe to our channel and to follow us on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram.
Right. Today's song,
Jim and Dim, Minstrels of the Seven.
Minstrels of the Seven. Yes, them. Nice guys. I know them. Yes, for the explanation, of course, refer to the second part of the lesson. And we just want to tell you that this song was inspired not only by the contents of the lesson, but also by the famous and beautiful River Severn in England. All right, let's do it.
Yes.
Sailing on a reed down the Severn River, singing of its many wondrous views. Waters running upstream o'er the swift kingfisher, Jim and Dim will play just for you. Jim and Dim, minstrels of the Severn, with only 2 chords will make you dream. G minor 7 and D minor 7. Jim and Dim, minstrels of the Severn. G minor 7 and D minor 7. Minstrels of the Severn. That's it! Row down the river with us.
See you next time on Joint
Adventure Level 2. Ciao.